Hello, this is Scott Baceno at Mobile World Congress 2017, and I'm talking to Julian Waston from IHS Markit. So I understand, Julian, the IoT is an area of speciality for you. So why don't we start by talking about IoT platforms. Do you see, this is still quite a young market, that we're still crystallizing where the major trends and players are going to be. Do you see IoT platforms consolidating in the near future?
Well, it's a very fragmented space. So about 4 years ago, there would have been maybe 100, 200 platforms. Now it's upwards of 400.
Right.
So many players. So they offer a range of functions, from the most basic connectivity management down to device management, application enablement, and data cloud access as well. So some specialize in one or two areas, and some increasingly want to offer the whole portfolio of services. Those are the major players, I'd say, the Huawei's, the Cisco Jaspers, and other industrial IoT platforms.
Okay. And another area that's perhaps going to get sort of consolidated or at least sort of crystallized is the low power WAN area. Obviously, for tiny little embedded sort of sensors, using regular mobile networks isn't considered very practical, and we want a low power alternative, so we got favorable battery life and all that sort of thing. So perhaps you could tell us a little bit about how you see the LP WAN space playing out.
So I think the issue is that today's mobile networks, the non-LP WAN networks, can't reach the areas such as deep underground, such as basements, that the new LP WAN networks can, such as LoRa, such as Sigfox, and the cellular standardized NB-IoT, LTE-M. So low power wireless area networks create a massive opportunity for operators to generate more connectivity and for enterprises to connect devices they couldn't before. So I think over the next few years there is plenty of room for growth for all of these standards. We see the standardized 3GPP technologies and LoRaWAN and Sigfox as leading the market. There are a few other niche players like Ingenu, but we don't think they'll have such market share. So over the next few years, we don't think it's going to be a story of consolidation. There's going to be room for growth for all of the technologies, but room for cooperation between the technologies. So for instance, Telefonica is partnering with Sigfox, and I think the main benefit really is for Sigfox to access the multinational customers of Telefonica rather than Telefonica seeking to finance a wide-scale deployment of Sigfox. In South Korea, for instance, you see SK Telecom take a dual approach of LTE-M for the more mobile IoT applications and LoRaWAN for the more fixed low-power wireless area applications. So there's lots of room for growth and lots of room for cooperation.
Great, and I guess ultimately the point of IoT, the way it's certainly being marketed as a massive sort of commercial deal, and potentially anyway, is that it's going to enable communication service providers to provide services to vertical industries they perhaps haven't really interacted with much, like agriculture or energy or transport and logistics or whatever. So can you tell us, to conclude, a little bit about some of the sort of challenges or trends that you're seeing in that crossover with the other vertical industries?
So I think one of the main challenges is that many of the vertical industries have their own proprietary technologies that are not interoperable. And typically telcos haven't really worked with these technologies. They've worked with the standardized fixed, the broadband, and the cellular technologies. So really, in order for telcos to target this opportunity among industrial verticals, they need to do two things. They need to partner with players with deep industry expertise, so the major industrial technology players, and they also need to apply cellular technologies to the industrial space and work out use cases such as access entry, for instance, access control, such as the management of remote assets, so oil field assets, agricultural assets, and really other areas that cellular can address, but proprietary technologies can't.
Thank you very much, that was very interesting. So I was talking to Julian Waston from IHS Markit at Mobile World Congress 2017.